Open your banking app right now. Scroll down. Count how many companies are charging you this month. In the 1990s, if you wanted something, you bought it once. In 2026, we don't buy things anymore. We rent access to them. Last week, we performed an audit on Veblen goods and how they trap our ego through status signaling. But this week, we're moving from the ego to the wallet. We're auditing how subscriptions trap our cash flow. Both of these systems use the exact same psychological exploit, making the cost feel invisible until it's too late. Today, we are auditing the subscription trap. It's a $1.5 trillion industry built on one predatory bet that you are too busy to notice you're being bled dry. We're uncovering the Hotel California effect of dark patterns, the math of microleaking, and how to reclaim the $300 a year the average person is literally throwing away. If you've ever wondered why you're earning more but your bank account is staying flat, this is the hidden outcome. Let's look at the math. To understand the trap, you have to understand why companies stop selling products. In the old economy, a company like Adobe or Microsoft sold you a perpetual license. You bought the software, you owned the disk, and you used it until the day you died. Wall Street hated this. It was linear revenue. If they didn't find a new customer tomorrow, their stock price would tank. So, they engineered the pivot. They realized that if they could stop being sellers and start being digital landlords, they could charge you rent for tools you already knew how to use. By 2013, the shift was complete. Adobe killed the $600 box and replaced it with a $50 monthly fee. Over 10 years, that $600 box cost you $600. But that $50 subscription? It cost you $6,000. You aren't paying for updates. You are paying a tax on access. The industry calls it SaaS, software as a service, but for the consumer, it's actually software as a prison. This business model has a 70% higher customer lifetime value than transactional sales. They aren't selling you convenience. They are selling you a bill that never ends. At first, the subscription model was limited to software, apps, music, storage, productivity tools. But eventually, the logic escaped the screen and entered the physical world. The turning point came when car manufacturers began experimenting with hardware paywalls. In 2022, BMW introduced a monthly subscription for heated seats. Think about the physics of that. The heating coils were already inside the vehicle. The wiring was complete. You had already paid tens of thousands of dollars for the car. But the company locked the feature behind software and asked owners to pay again to activate it. They weren't selling a new product. They were selling a digital key to unlock property you already owned. This trend didn't stop with seats. It normalized hardware paywalls. Once consumers accepted the idea of paying monthly for features already built into a product, the door opened for performance boosts, steering enhancements, and software-locked horsepower. The heated seats weren't the product. They were the prototype. This is called manufactured inconvenience. Spending money to create a lock, so you can charge people for the key. Ownership quietly shifted from physical possession to licensed access. You no longer bought the machine. You rented its full capability. If the product is so good, why is it so hard to leave? There is a dark design philosophy called the Roach Motel. It takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but it's designed to be a psychological maze to leave. This relies on friction. Companies design their user interface to exploit decision fatigue. If you think I'm being paranoid, look at the United States versus Adobe. In 2024, the FTC sued Adobe for allegedly trapping consumers. Adobe was accused of hiding an early termination fee worth hundreds of dollars buried in fine print. They made it so difficult to cancel that users would spend hours on support chats only to be disconnected. When a multi-billion-dollar company has to resort to digital hostage-taking to keep its quarterly earnings up, you know the system is broken. They are betting that your time is worth more than the $15 they are stealing from you. That frustration earns them millions in unintended revenue every month. Then there is SaaS-ification. Step 1. Offer a great service for cheap. Step 2. Force everyone into a subscription. Step 3. Add ads, remove features, and charge premium to get back what you originally had. Amazon Prime is the master of the boiling frog strategy. It started at $79 for free shipping. Then it became $139. Then, in 2024, they added an invisible tax. They introduced ads to Prime Video and told you to pay an extra $2.99 a month to remove them. They didn't just take your subscription fee. They turned your attention into a second product. You are paying them for the privilege of being sold to. The newest frontier of the trap is artificial intelligence. In 2026, intelligence has become the new utility bill, just like electricity. We've seen the rise of token-based extraction. At first, AI was free. Then it was $20 per month. Now, we are seeing usage-based tiers where you are charged per thought or per image. As businesses integrate AI into their workflows, they become dependent. Once you build your business around a specific AI agent, the company can raise the subscription price by 40% and you can't leave. This is vendor lock-in. Companies like Microsoft and Google are layering AI subscriptions on top of their existing software subscriptions. It's a double-dip strategy. You pay for the cloud, and then you pay for the smart cloud. By 2030, the average knowledge worker will likely be paying over $500 a month just for the digital brainpower required to do their job. You aren't just renting your entertainment anymore. You are renting your productivity. But here's the part most people miss. The biggest losses don't come from the subscriptions you try to cancel. They come from the ones you forget exist. The average person today loses $273 per year to ghost subscriptions, services they forgot they had. Most people think they are spending pocket change. But as we talk about on this channel, we look at the hidden outcome. If you are 25 years old and you take that $273 and put it into an index fund at an 8% return, by the time you retire, that forgotten gym membership has cost you $32,000. Now, look at your whole bank statement. 12 active subscriptions, $180 a month. Over 40 years at 8%, That is $632,000. You are literally trading your retirement freedom for the convenience of not watching a 30-second ad. This is a massive wealth transfer from your pocket into the recurring revenue balances of corporations. It is the most efficient tax in human history because it's a tax you volunteered for. So, how do we break the trap? You need to implement the Audit Protocol. The virtual card shield. Create a burner card for every subscription with a $1 limit over the price. If they try to auto-renew at a higher price or add a hidden fee, the transaction fails. The 30-day ghost rule. If you haven't opened an app in 30 days, you are no longer a user. You are a victim. Cancel it immediately. The annual reset. Every December, cancel every non-essential subscription. Only the ones you truly miss get invited back in January. Ownership is the foundation of wealth. When you own your tools, you have capital. When you rent them, you have debt disguised as a monthly fee. Last week, we saw how Veblen goods trap our ego. Today, we've seen how subscriptions trap our cash flow. Stop renting your life. Start owning your future. This is Hidden Outcomes, and this was the audit.